your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response. Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Lithia Subaru of Fresno proudly supports tonight's first segment of local news that matters. Lithia Subaru of Fresno. Subaru. Confidence in motion. KSEE 24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
A 10-degree drop occurring right now outside. Did you feel the air recently? Outside, we are looking at windy conditions with 17-mile-per-hour wind in Fresno, 18 in Hanford, and this wind is delivering cooler temperatures. It's 65 right now in Merced, 72 in Fresno, and we're watching the cool down continue. A high tomorrow of 77 degrees, a much cooler day, and we stay on the cool side through Saturday and Father's Day Sunday. I've got the latest in your local weather authority forecast. KSEE 24 News at 11 starts now.
Local news that matters. This is KSEE 24 News at 11.
I feel like Juneteenth is a time for us to come together and to celebrate. Juneteenth is, what it means is the end of a certain level of apartheid.
Marking an important moment of freedom in African-American history, dozens turn out to celebrate Juneteenth in Fresno. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Barugian. Alex on is off tonight. And Fresno's Juneteenth Festival kicked off today downtown. Our Juanita Adame joining us in studio now with more on tonight's festivities and the history behind the event. Juanita.
Well, Stephanie, Juneteenth has been celebrated here for nearly 30 years. It's a nationally recognized holiday that commemorates the notification of the Emancipation Proclamation in Galveston, Texas, back on June 19, 1865, after the end of the Civil War. Henry Ellard Jr. knew since he was about 12 years old that he wanted to become an artist.
I guess you could say when I cut my mom's purse up, cut a Nike sign out of her purse and glued it on my shoe, and ever since then, I've been addicted.
Ellard's art was on display today at the African American Museum of Art and Culture in downtown Fresno.
I have an art studio directly across the street in the Peerless building, and I come back and forth between here and New York, and I opened it to show kids art.
Ellard was in downtown today along with many other community members to kick off Fresno's Juneteenth Festival.
Juneteenth is a celebration of actually, in America, the Independence Day was on the 4th of July, but as we know in history that everybody's independent and free.
Events kicked off with a flag-raising ceremony, music, food served by Anita Handy and her family.
I grew up like that, cooking everything from scratch. In fact, I just retired from doing before for 20 years.
On Friday, the festival will continue with the Dance Explosion event at the Peerless building and some wine tasting.
For me, it's a time for us to really come together and just, talk and, share our passions and hang out.
And throughout the weekend, the Juneteenth Festival will continue at the Convention Center's Valdez Hall.
The aspect of us as a people, black and brown, come together and talk and see that we're more alike than we are different.
The celebration of Juneteenth is for many a reminder of how far they've come and how much they will continue to grow.
It means just being free, just letting everybody know, let our color come together and letting them know that we free, we made it, and let's celebrate that, y'all.
Now, the final event will take place on Monday at City Hall. There will be a Juneteenth flag-raising ceremony at noon. Live here in the studio, Juanita Adame, KSEE 24 Local News That Matters.
Thank you, Juanita. New at 11, the Tulare County Sheriff's Office releasing surveillance video tonight of the moment a group of armed robbers struck a convenience store in Ducor. It happened about 3:30 yesterday morning at Ducor Handy Mart. The suspects forced a customer to the ground at gunpoint and held a gun to the clerk's head, demanding money. Detectives say one of them kicked the customer on the ground as they ran off. They believe the same group of suspects carjacked a woman Tuesday shooting night and committed 2 other armed robberies at convenience stores in Porterville and Delano. 2 16-year-old boys have already been arrested, and detectives are still looking for 2 other suspects. A stabbing leads to Olive Avenue in Fresno being closed down near Highway 99 for several hours tonight. This happened about 6:30 this evening in the area of Olive and Crystal. Police say a disturbance between 3 homeless people involving a knife and a pipe led to a man in his 50s being stabbed numerous times.
We do have 2 individuals we believe who are involved and are suspects, who could be our suspects. They are detained.
And there's no update yet on the condition of the stabbing victim. A Valley football coach shot and killed his father. The prime suspect, 31-year-old Billy Wright, coached at both Reedley College and the College of the Sequoias. Fresno police say he and his father, 52-year-old Billy Wright Sr., got into a dispute yesterday, and the confrontation ended with Billy Sr. allegedly shooting his son in the chest. Samuel Morgan, a friend and former colleague of Billy Jr., says he had a positive impact on everyone he met.
A very outgoing personality, very approachable. He had an infectious smile that would just make you smile, even if you didn't want to smile.
Police say Wright's father remained at the scene of the shooting and was interviewed by detectives before he was booked into the Fresno County Jail. A new California state law will soon go into effect, requiring that all servers and bartenders get training on responsible alcohol service. The mandate affecting tens of thousands of workers. Our Catherine Phillips with more on the impact to local businesses.
The California Alcoholic Beverage Control says this is aimed at reducing overconsumption, selling to minors, and drinking and driving. Now, one of the bar owners I already spoke with says they are ready to comply.
A lot of our employees will already be starting training just to make sure that we're in compliance by July 1st.
Owner of Poppy's Mexican Grill in North Fresno, Raul Gutierrez, says he's getting his staff ready for California's new responsible beverage service law to go into effect. The law makes what was once voluntary a requirement for every employee serving alcohol in the state. ABC Public Information Officer John Carr says this won't impact stores that sell alcohol, just businesses like bars, restaurants, and wineries that serve alcohol on site.
The law was passed after a terrible DUI crash that took the lives of 2 UC San Diego medical students. The hope on everyone's part is that DUIs will drop and that the highways, streets, and the roads will all be safer.
Carr says in Fresno County, there's 910 businesses impacted by the new law and 56,000 businesses across the entire state who will have to comply. Employers will have to register with the ABC, enroll with a certified trainer, and have employees pass a test before they're approved. Gutierrez says it is a lot of work up front for restaurants finally recovering from the pandemic, but says the benefits are there.
I think long term it'll be worth it. I think obviously whenever we add more bureaucracy or more paperwork for us, it may be difficult in the right off the bat, but I think the point of this program is to actually help the community and make sure that we're doing our job responsibly.
Right now, the ABC says they will be taking an education-first approach and haven't specifically said what kind of consequences there would be if businesses do not comply. They have until August 31st to comply for the employees they already have, and anyone new after that would have 60 days after they're hired to take the training. Reporting in Fresno, Catherine Phillips, KSEE 24, local news that matters.
And still to come on KSEE 24 News at 11, the January 6th hearing today focusing on the dialogue between former President Trump and Vice President Pence and the push for Pence to overturn the election.
I remember hearing the word wimp. Either he called him a wimp. I don't remember if he said, "You are a wimp."
Why some Republicans say the focus, however, needs to shift to something else. And another strain on the U.S. baby formula supply. A Michigan factory that was just reopened has now been shut down again due to weather damage.
We do have a change in our weather, a big drop in temperatures right now and through the day tomorrow. Next, in your local Weather Authority forecast. First, a look at your local allergy forecast from the Boz Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along. Yeah.
to Subaru of Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Hey everyone, tonight we have an all-new show. John Lithgow will be here. Noah Schnapp will be joining us. Plus we have music from 070 Shake and a brand new Tonight Show hashtags. It's a great show tonight.
New Fallon on NBC.
Hi, I'm Steve Flash, 2022 president of the Fresno Association of Realtors, here with the most up-to-date real estate statistics for our local market.
The number of active listings is 891, up 28.8%. The median sold price of a residential home is $410,000, up 17.1%. The sales to list price is at 102%.
In this quickly evolving market, it is important to work with a trusted and informed local professional. Contact your local realtor today.
KSEE 24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services.
So temperatures making a big drop. We've got cool air moving in just behind the gusty winds. Right now, we are looking at a 10-degree drop since, well, this actually goes back 24 hours, compares it to this time yesterday. But you can follow it, watching the colors change from blue to purple from the northwest all the way to Fresno, Hanford, and Lemoore right now. Visalia just 3 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. So you can actually see where the cool air is making its way across the valley. And it lines up with the winds, too. Right now, 17-mile-per-hour wind in Fresno, 18 in Hanford, and the cold air is behind the gust front here. So we're looking at 14-mile-per-hour wind in Visalia, which takes us to our valley cam there. Looking nice, but the tree branches are moving because of the gusty winds we're looking at outside right now. These winds are going to continue through much of the night tonight as more cold air comes our way. It's hard to imagine. We were in the mid-90s moments ago with this nice cooling outside. Was 96 today in Fresno, 93 in Madera, and 92 in Merced. Those temperatures, of course, much cooler compared to right now, where we've got temperatures that are seemingly getting cooler and cooler outside. With 92, the average high for this time of year, 96 puts us above that average. We will not return to the 90s basically until we get into the work week next week. Right now, mid-60s in Merced. It is 65 in Merced, 72 currently in Fresno, and still warmer in Visalia and in Hanford at 74 degrees. Porterville, too. Air quality is improving from the same direction. So we've got that fresh, clean air riding the wind into the valley, through the Bay Area Delta, and now different air quality sensor stations are reporting better air quality. The San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District is forecasting better air quality, an improvement, putting everybody in that green good category for tomorrow. So satellite radar here, you will see the front set up. These are what's just behind some of the wind moving through, and watch that band of cloud cover now moving into the northwest corner of our viewing area. So those clouds have not yet arrived. Once they do, we're going to see a clear difference or a cloudy difference. By the time we get through the middle of the day tomorrow, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy conditions. Those clouds will leave us and clear out before sunset tomorrow. But much of the day will be with cloud cover, and a look at possible precipitation in the days ahead does not show much of anything at all. Your renewable solar forecast also responsive to those clouds, as these numbers are trending down. We were in the 9s today and yesterday on the solar power index. Tomorrow 8.8, 8.4 Saturday and Sunday through the weekend this weekend. So temperatures tonight already falling. So rather than the 60s, we'll be in the 50s for overnight lows, including 56 here in Fresno, 55 in Chowchilla, 54 in Merced, and 55 in Los Banos. Highs tomorrow in the mid-70s. A huge difference here. For Fresno at 77 degrees, that's about one of the lowest high temperatures for this time of year, and we could be seeing a low high temperature record tomorrow. So something to keep your eye on. As far as the weekend this weekend, we like seeing this 80 degrees Saturday, 86 on Father's Day Sunday, and it would be quite a perfect extended forecast if we didn't have those triple digits returning. Alas, they are. Tuesday, Wednesday, 104, 103 Thursday, so
yeah, that spoiled the forecast.
Yeah,
I have to say.
But it's still quite nice. So
yeah, and
if you get a chance to enjoy the cool weather tomorrow,
I will. All right, Justin, thank you. Coming up in sports, the Warriors close out the NBA Finals on the road. Angelique Martinez joining us now with more.
Yes, Stephanie, Steph Curry and company put on quite the performance on the East Coast. Coming up, highlights from Game 6 of the Finals and hear from the Finals MVP. That and more next in Sports Central.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
Serious injuries require a serious attorney. That's why more and more people choose Jacoby & Myers. We get insurance companies to pay up to 10 times more. That means more medical and financial assistance. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
It can be tough to make ends meet, especially for young adults. The cost of health care and the rising cost of food. You don't need to struggle to have your basic needs met. One call is all it takes. At Kauai Health, our community outreach team will walk you through the process of getting qualified for programs like CalFresh and Medi-Cal. We connect you with Valley programs that will allow you to eat healthy and stay healthy. Call Kauai Health Community Outreach today for a brighter future. Health Navigator Project funded by DHCS and Kauai Health Community Outreach.
Sarah finally got her matching set, and it saves her money thanks to her ecological loan from EECU. Be like Sarah. Save money and upgrade your home. EECU. Smarter banking since 1934.
If you don't have a primary care doctor for your family, Premium Urgent Care provides all general health services at multiple Valley locations. Set your appointment online and Premium Urgent Care will serve you quickly for the health of those you love. Get quality care at Premium Urgent Care today.
KSEE 24 News is brought to you in part by Jacoby & Myers. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
The 2022 City-County All-Star Football Game kicks off on Friday night at McLean High School. The best of the best in the Central Valley will battle with bragging rights on the line. There's already been some trash talk from the City squad when I stopped by county practice at Kerman High on Thursday. The blue team said they'll do their talking with their action on the field on Friday night. In 2021, County won by a dominant 35-0 shutout over City. Also a new addition this year, for the first time, All-Star cheerleaders have been selected for the game. The two head coaches are excited for some of these players to have one last shot under the lights in their football careers.
I think for a lot of these kids, it's their last opportunity to play maybe football, but for sure high school football. You know, we were moving fast, through practice. They want to be here and they want to get their last days in, which is pretty cool. It is pretty cool experience for these guys and for us too as coaches, and you can really see they care and want to be out here.
Kickoff is set for 8:05 p.m. on Friday night at McLean High School. To the NBA Finals, Game 6 in Boston, do or die for the Celtics. Second half, Dubs lead by 16. Steph Curry fakes out Marcus Smart, finds space, nailing a triple. He hits 6 from beyond the arc. Now 4 minutes to go, 10-point game. Curry drives it through the paint past Al Horford and lays it in on the rim. He racked in 34 points in Game 6. The Warriors outscored the Celtics in 3 quarters. That's all it took. The Warriors win the 2022 NBA Finals 103-90 over the Boston Celtics.
Just combining our championship pedigree and our experience with some fresh energy, some guys that are really hungry to take their next step. But we've built this for 10, 11 years. And that means a whole lot when you get to the stage because you know how to win. And everybody who's been a part of this knows what that's about. So this one hits different. This one hits different for sure.
Checking in with our Valley minor league teams, the Rawhide are home against Stockton while the Grizzlies are on the road in San Jose. The fans enjoying another Thirsty Thursday at Valley Strong Ballpark. Top 4, it's 4-1 Stockton, and they're looking for more. But Davison De Los Santos makes the nice barehanded play to throw out Max Muncy, the A's highly touted prospect. Bottom of the inning, the Hyde offense showing some life. Alvin Guzman bringing home a run with the RBI double. All ports after that, though. And they take it 10-5. Meanwhile, the San Jose Giants walked it off against the Grizzlies to win it 6-5. Fresno is still in first place, but riding a 2-game losing streak. The opening round of the 2022 U.S. Open is officially underway. Clovis native Bryson DeChambeau is competing. Bryson got off to a good start on the par 4 13th hole, his fourth of the day. DeChambeau's nice approach would lead to a birdie. Buchanan grad Kevin Chappell also qualified for this U.S. Open, and on the difficult 15th, Chappell dunks the chip for a birdie. Unfortunately, he'd finish his round with 3 straight bogeys after that. He's tied for 79th at 3 over par. DeChambeau finished with a 1 over 71 and is tied for 42nd. 5 shots back of first-round leader Adam Hadwin. On Thursday, host cities for the 2026 World Cup were revealed. 11 venues are across the U.S., with 2 right here in California. 16 North American cities will host matches for the 2026 World Cup, 11 in the U.S., 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. The 2 host locations in California will be SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles and Levi's Stadium in the Bay Area. It will be the first tournament hosted by 3 nations and also the first that will expand to 48 teams in the competition. And that's going to do it for sports. KSEE 24 News continues after this.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
Beyond Van Gogh, the immersive experience. Now open for a limited engagement at the Fresno Convention and Entertainment Center. Tickets are available at vangoghfresno.com. Beyond Van Gogh.
It all started with an idea. What if we built a high-stakes bingo hall in the heart of the Central Valley? It was a struggle, but we did it. Soon we grew and added slots and table games. And the idea got bigger. What if we built a world-class resort featuring entertainment, dining, and luxurious rooms? 35 years has flown by, but the same spirit remains. The new Table Mountain Casino Resort. The adventure continues. July 2022.
Do you know a local hero? We want to know at yourcentralvalley.com. KSEE 24, Fiesta Tax Service, and State Center Community Colleges are teaming up to give a local hero $250 every month. Sign up at yourcentralvalley.com and tell us who your local hero is and why. Just share your local hero's contributions and self-achievements. Winners revealed each month on Central Valley Today. Enter now at yourcentralvalley.com. Heroes matter on KSEE 24.
Owning a house is big. Bigger than loans and down payments. It's an oasis, a restaurant, a theater. It's home. At Golden One, we get it. Big or small, we work with you to reach your goals. And as a not-for-profit credit union, we'll help you find better loans and rates, so owning your home is more possible than ever. So join us. Let's make your dream home happen.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
This is KSEE 24 News at 11.
Members of former Vice President Mike Pence's inner circle testifying during today's January 6th committee hearing about the presidential tweets, public taunts, and angry phone calls Pence was subjected to. Garrett Hake is in Washington with more.
Tonight, the January 6th committee presenting new evidence of what was happening behind the scenes as the mob surged into the Capitol. What they say is a culmination of a failed pressure campaign by former President Trump designed to force Mike Pence to overturn the election results. In newly revealed testimony, close aides and advisors detailing a private phone call between the president and vice president the morning of the 6th.
The conversation was pretty heated.
I remember hearing the word wimp. Either he called him a wimp. I don't remember if he said, "You are a wimp."
Like me, you're not tough enough to make the call.
It was a different tone than I'd heard him take with the vice president before.
Do you remember what she said her father called him?
The P word?
But Pence, relying on advice from his legal team and on his faith, stayed firm, even after coming within 40 feet of the rioters.
He resisted the pressure. He knew it was illegal. He knew it was wrong. We're fortunate for Mr. Pence's courage on January 6th. our democracy came dangerously close to catastrophe.
Pence was evacuated to a safe location deep beneath the Capitol. These never-before-seen pictures showing the vice president making calls to Pentagon officials and congressional leaders, working through the attack and refusing to leave the Capitol.
The vice president did not want to take any chance that the world would see the vice president of the United States fleeing the United States Capitol. He was determined that we would complete the work that we had set out to do that day.
The committee says the plan to have Pence reject the election results began with a lawyer named John Eastman, who witnesses say knew the idea was illegal and unconstitutional, and who later requested a presidential pardon.
I said, "Are you out of your effing mind?" I said, "You're completely crazy." I said, "You're going to turn around and tell 78+ million people in this country that your theory is this is how you're going to invalidate their votes because you think the election was stolen?" And I said, "They're not going to tolerate that." I said, "You're going to cause riots in the streets."
I assert my Fifth Amendment right.
Eastman repeatedly pled the Fifth when questioned by the committee. Republicans continuing to pan the proceedings as a distraction.
We've got record inflation, soaring gas prices. What are they focused on? What gets their primetime billing? It is their seething hatred for Donald Trump and anybody who's ever supported him.
And that was Garrett Hake reporting. Severe weather halting production of baby formula at Abbott Nutrition in Michigan. This is the plant that had just reopened after being shut down for several months. The FDA working with Abbott to get the plant back open quickly after it suffered weather damage. Abbott says it needs time to assess the damage and re-sanitize the factory before production resumes. There's no word on how long that will take. In the meantime, a seventh shipment of baby formula from overseas touched down here in the U.S. yesterday. And at 11, local entrepreneurs getting a financial boost to get their business started. Who got a financial award at today's Spark Tank Expo?
Attention pain sufferers. If you're living with chronic pain, discover regenerative medicine at Innovative Medical Center.
Regenerative medicine is effective. It's safe. There are no side effects or downtime on these procedures.
It's never too late to find relief at Innovative Medical Center.
Owning your own home is a dream come true.
So many Californians never missed a mortgage payment before COVID.
The pandemic hit all of us hard.
We could use a fresh start.
If you've missed mortgage payments during COVID, California Mortgage Relief can help save your home. Direct payments to your lender to cover missed payments. No fees, nothing to pay back. Find out if you qualify today. camortgagerelief.org.
Let's get personal. The crust, the sauce, the great pineapple debate that's raged for the last 10 years. That's why you deserve your own Me and Ed's personal pizza. And just $6.50, exactly the way you like it. Only from Me and Ed's.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Current eligible GMC owners get over $1,500 purchase allowance on GMC Sierra Limited light-duty crew cab models when you finance through GM Financial. We are professional grade. GMC.
Choosing can be difficult. Corner Bakery makes it simple with our Choose 2. Mix and match any 2 kitchen-crafted favorites to build your perfectly paired meal. For freshly prepared, artisan-inspired choices, visit one of our Valley locations in Fresno and Visalia today.
Meet a doctor who connects all the dots. Oftentimes, people with low back pain, knee pain, or hip pain don't even recognize that it's actually coming from their feet. Their feet? For real? Absolutely, 100%. It can have a domino effect because their foot and their ankle aren't supported properly. Their whole body is out of whack. Getting back into whack? Good Feet arch supports could help. Keeping your body in good alignment, that can go a long way. Come in for your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
This car was in a terrible wreck with a big truck. And it's big trucks like these that in one moment can change your life forever. All commercial vehicles are required to carry big insurance policies. We've handled thousands of big truck cases and collected over $400 million for our clients. We know big truck cases and we know how to win. Call us It's just that easy.
Sign up from anywhere with our safe, no-contact process.
Call 1-877-DU-NNION.
If you're living with chronic pain, it's time to call Innovative Medical Center.
I created Innovative Medical Center to help people regain their quality of life without the use of drugs or surgeries.
Discover a holistic approach to treating pain. Call Innovative Medical Center today.
Local startup businesses focused on serving the community coming together at the annual Spark Tank Expo. 5 startups receiving awards of between $3,500 and $10,000. Smitty's Secret Sauce, one of the winners. Owner Cynthia Smith is using her business to talk about mental health after losing 2 of her children to suicide just 18 months apart.
In our sauce, we include a little bit about our story and also some tools that they could take away when they're having a conversation about different signs, things to look for.
Center for Community Transformation at Fresno Pacific hosted the event, and since 2013, the Spark Tank Expo has invested more than $100,000 in local startups. All right, can't wait to step outside and feel how cool it is tonight.
And it's still getting even cooler outside, so much cooler tonight and much cooler tomorrow. A high of just 77 degrees. We rise to 80 on Sunday, to 86, then 90s return Monday, triple digits after that, but still a great Father's Day.
It is. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Education matters, and with KSEE 24 Educator of the Week, you helped us honor 19 outstanding teachers inspiring Valley students. KSEE 24 believes in the power of education. Education matters. KSEE 24, local news that matters.
Grass is sprouting and flowers are blooming earlier than usual. Buzz out.